Hey everybody, it's Gil, and I'm going to do an entry to Jeff at Various Vinyl contest. Stick around. I'm Gil. This is my channel. If you don't like it, turn it off. Okay, this is an entry to Jeff at Various Vinyls contest. I don't do many entries, mainly because I don't have the time, but I'm also trying to make more videos now, and I like the ideas and the concepts and of some of the questions and that. And this one I never even really thought of before, but it also was hard for me. So he said pick 5 albums on the tours that you've seen of concert bands. Well, I kind of I do have albums, but I kind of took it a step further, and I used albums and I also referred to like maybe DVDs as well. So it's not really what he wanted, but at least it's, I don't know, at least it's something to talk about, and I kind of thought I'd do it. I had a hard time just picking 5, so I think I got like 7 is what I really downset myself to, is about 7. But it was cool because it made me think of all the concerts that I have seen. And then I challenged myself to see if I could write down all of the bands that I did see live. I think I came pretty close. I don't know if I got them all, but I'll show that list near the end of this as well. The first band, one of the best shows, if not the best show that I've ever seen, was Rush when they came here in 2008. I saw them on the Snakes and Arrows tour. It was like a dream come true for me to be able to see them live because they actually came through the city here. It was fan-flippin-tastic. It was still a fantastic memory for me. And having the DVD concert of the tour is just another way to help remember the show. And that's what I've done with a lot of concerts that I have seen. I tried to buy a DVD of the tour of around the same time. So, but yeah, number 1 all the time is this Snakes and Arrows tour. I loved it. It was fantastic. It was like I felt like a kid in a candy store. It was like definitely the best. Definitely the best. See, it's hard to even say the best because I love concerts so much. I used to go to a lot of them, but nowadays I don't go to as much. Concerts are just so expensive. There's not as many smaller gigs nowadays, so yeah, I don't see them as much as well. So another, probably one of the best shows I've ever seen was Zappa Plays Zappa. This was in 2009 when I saw Zappa Play Zappa, and they were touring and they came through Saskatoon. And this was the tour that I got to meet him afterwards, got his autograph and so forth. I mentioned it before just because I took my kids to see Dweezil Zappa and the Hot Rats Orchestra just a few months back, and my kids got to experience Dweezil Zappa live. So, but I saw him about 2009, which was about a year after this first Zappa Plays Zappa concert was out. So a lot of the songs that he did at that time was around similar to this tour. So it was flipping fantastic as well. So another concert I saw that I love seeing live, this band when they perform live is there's no other band that is like them live, and that's the Look People. First time I saw them, they were actually on this tour. It was amazing. I really wish I could go back in time and take my kids to see them live because they were just fantastic bands. So another band that I loved seeing live and put on a great performance is SNFU. And they'll always, I've seen them, I couldn't even count how many times I saw SNFU live, but Chai Pig was one of the greatest performers of all time for live shows, in my opinion, in Canada, of the punk scene. When I took my kids to go see SNFU when they kind of did a reunion concert on the No One Else Wanted to Play tour. But Chai Pig was, he's gotten older, and unfortunately life hasn't been too good to him and so forth. So, it was still a good show, but it wasn't as powerful like it was back in the day or whatever. So if you guys have never seen SNFU live, I highly suggest look up some old YouTube footage, usually from like anywhere from like 86 to 89. Those years are just fantastic. So, in my opinion, so those are really good. Another band. Yeah, see, I totally lost 5. I got more than that. Another favorite band that I love to see live, and I still see them live every time, is Kick-Axe. On this particular tour here, they came through, and this was just when I think they kind of got screwed over by Spencer Prophet, I think was his name, or Spencer Proffer. They were on the Transformers soundtrack just before this, and they ended up making them change their name to Spectre General, which I think was the worst thing that they could have done, because I mean the Transformers soundtrack was big for them at the time, and you know, of course, they couldn't really, you know, push themselves as Kick-Axe if they were going underneath Spectre General. So, but on this tour, on the Rock the World tour, this was back in '86. I was 13 at the time. I did get it all autographed and so forth as well. So yeah, it will always be a fond memory for me, and I still see them whenever I get a chance. In fact, my friend Dallas took me to see them. I'll probably make a video of that in the next little while. I'll probably make a video of that showing up. So, another concert, we went to Minneapolis. I saw Black Sabbath on their reunion tour when Ozzy was first got back together with them, and that was a phenomenal concert. They were playing with Pantera, and speaking of Black Sabbath, also seeing Heaven and Hell when they came through here, and this was on this tour when I saw them around 2007. Megadeth was also playing with them, and though as much as I enjoyed Megadeth opening up for them on this concert, the best time I ever saw Megadeth was on the but was on the Rust in Peace tour when they came through here with Testament, because they were touring with Testament and Judas Priest, but then along the tour, they kind of, it was like a regular night off, I think, but then someone got a promotion and got Megadeth and Testament to do a smaller show here during that tour, and so it was headlined by Megadeth on their Rust in Peace tour, and it was just phenomenal, just totally phenomenal. So another one of my favorite bands of all time, and I also have to thank, it was They Might Be Giants. I finally got to see They Might Be Giants live. I did a video of some of their footage, and I saw them on this tour, on the I Like Fun tour, and good old Peaches from the Vinyl Countdown gave me this album as a gift. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't released in Canada at all, and so to get this from him as a gift was just a shock and an awe. So it was pretty awesome. But yeah, that's I think in a nutshell was some of the main ones. I'm also going to put a list here. I'll just send a list going across here of the bands I did get to see live. See if you can come up with all the bands that you saw. I found it kind of fun, interesting, and it was also quite a bit of a challenge. So yeah. So thanks a lot, Jeff. If you guys haven't seen his channel, I suggest you go check it out, and I'll leave a link in the description as well. And hey, love everybody out the vinyl community. That's what everything is all about. And everybody have a good time, and catch you on the flip side. Oh, this list is still going. Wow.
I'm Gil. He's Gil. This was my video.
Yes, it was.
If you liked it,
Thumbs up.
that's great.
Great.
I'm Gil.
He's Gil.
That was my video.
Sure was.
If you didn't like it,
Whatever.
watch something else. I'm Gil.
He's Gil.
This was my video.
Yes, it was.
If you liked it,
Thumbs up.
that's great.
Great.
I'm Gil.
He's Gil.
That was my video.
Sure was.
If you didn't like it,
Whatever.
watch something else.